you a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. If you are a first timer to the channel, welcome, and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and make sure you hit that bell with that subscribe button so you get these daily videos that we put out every day. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. Give me a follow there, and we also put out daily setups on Twitter as well. So let's get started. February 16th setup list on the daily chart. Look at Neo today, boy. I love that. 8.4% gainer today. Excited to see how that one does tomorrow. But let's get started with our list here. Coca-Cola, KO on the daily chart. We have a possible reversal set up here. We have a 2 up that's red. So we will look for puts at $60.63. I wonder where my monthly thing went here. It's missing. I'm going to run through these fairly quickly, guys, today. I'm not going to go through too much of the hourly and weekly, how they correlate with each other, but Alcoa Corporation AA, bit of 2 down, finish green, got a shooter there, a hammer. We'll look for calls at 74.04. Time frame outside of the week, right here is the week is red, but if we flip and go to the high side, that week will flip green. We'll have full time frame on AA. Adobe ADBE, we have a 2 up that finished red. We'll look for puts at $472.51. And again, if we flip on this and hit this trigger point, we will go red on the week as well. Okay, Amazon. I always say I usually don't play with these because the premiums are so high for you guys, so I don't usually list them. But Amazon had an inside bar today, so calls at, where do you want to go here, 31.60. I have it at 31.62. At that price, it doesn't really matter. Puts at, I've got it at 30.96, but let's call it 30.92 for puts on Amazon. If you want, grab a piece of paper and a pen, and you can write these triggers down for yourselves. And see which ones you like best. And I've said this before, I like to play things that have full time frame continuity if I can. It doesn't have to be, but I try and look for those as the more probable scenarios to happen. So Activision coming off a double inside bar, hit a couple targets today on Activision. That was on my list for today's plays. We'll look for puts here for reversal. It was 2 up. It finished red though, so we'll look for puts at 81.35 on Activision. HD, that's Home Depot, 2 up. We'll look for a 2 down tomorrow. Puts at 351.37, and I'm looking for a 2 down because this red candle here was a 2 up, but it did finish red. And then again, if we go on to the weekly, if we hit this trigger here, we need to get down to right around 348.31. So you can see that dotted line on the top left-hand side. That's the daily chart. That's where we would have to get to flip the week to red. One other thing I want to show you guys on Neo, I called it out on Twitter, but on the weekly, it looks like Neo is headed for an outside month here. So we'll see how tomorrow plays out, if there's a continuation and we get an outside bar on Neo. But let's get back to the plays here. HOOD, that's Robinhood. We have a inside bar on the hood. Calls at 1382, puts at 1333 on Robinhood. And if we go to the downside, as we have time frame outside of the week, but what I'm about to tell you is if we break to the downside, the week, this pink line here on the top right that I'm pointing on, we cross that, and that shifts our weekly to red instead of green. LOW, that's Lowe's. Lowe's has a reversal setup possible here, so we'd be taking puts at 227.07. Might have a little gap to fill there, maybe not, but puts at 227.07 on Lowe's. Monster, that's MNST, had an inside bar, outside bar the previous day, so Rich from Trading Wars would call this a holy grail. It's a 3-1 setup, a powerful pattern. So calls would be at 85.17, puts at 81.94, and we do show full time frame to the downside. Okay, so Monster would be something that I would be looking at playing for sure tomorrow. Netflix, inside bar, calls at 409.53, puts 401.13. Procter and Gamble, that's ticker symbol PG. We'll look for a reversal to the downside on Procter and Gamble. Puts at 156.11, and we hit that trigger, and this weekly time frame goes red. Okay, so we would be full time frame if we hit this trigger to the downside. So Procter and Gamble is another one that I'll be looking at for sure tomorrow. PayPal had an inside bar, so we can take calls at 116.37, puts at 114.04, and that is a tight inside bar. So we should break out of that one way or the other. And then on the weekly again, so if we trigger to the downside, the weekly will turn red as well on PayPal. Go to RBLX, that's Roblox, had an outside bar today, 73.90 calls, $66.48 puts on Roblox. Snap, triple inside bar. This is a ridiculously rare pattern. You don't see these, almost never see them. I don't want to say never because they've happened, but they're very rare. So I would definitely be looking at Snap tomorrow. With a triple inside bar, that's a 111. So look for calls at 41.46 or puts at 39.95. But Snap is definitely another one I'd be looking at tomorrow. If it opens above or below, then you can play the gap on Snap if you'd like. Square, SQ, that's Block Inc. Inside bar on Square. Calls at 115.19, puts at $110.28 on Block. Day and the week are green on Square. AFRM. What do we have here? I had this on here for a reason, and I don't recall why. I think it was because of this weekly. So we did trigger on the weekly. I'm not sure why I have it on here. We did trigger on the weekly, so with full time frame continuity to the downside, you could look for a continuation to the downside on AFRM while it's on the chart, and you can probably look for it to hit the bottom of this broadening formation here. So we came pretty close to hitting the top of the broadening formation. I would suspect that we continue downward until we tag it again on AFRM. BAC, that's Bank of America. Bank of America, we had a 2 up that finished red. So we'll be looking for puts on this one at $47.58. And again, if we trigger that, we also re-trigger our weekly, okay, which was at 47.49 on here. So we will be back in that play on Bank of America on the weekly as well as the daily. T-Doc, or sorry, that's D-Dog, has a inside bar, okay, so calls at $169.80, puts at $162.51, and we have an inside bar currently on the week, so may want to watch out on D-Dog. DraftKings DKNG inside bar, so we'll take calls at 23.74, puts at 22.05. This thing ran up end of day on the hourly, actually all day. Ding, 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 ding. Higher lows all the way up. So at some point we're going to have a retrace here, so we'll see when that happens on DraftKings. Goldman Sachs GS, we had a 2-up that finished red, so we'll be taking puts at 361.33. And again, if we hit that trigger, this pink line is indicating our weekly trigger, which we have done already. We retraced, so again, we can look for a retrigger on GS if you want to get in on the weekly as well. IBM has an inside bar. Calls at 131.70, puts at 129.49. I'm not in the business of guessing on which way a stock would go, but if I was, I would guess down on this with the time frame to the downside. We also have an hourly. We had a 2-up that finished red, so just a heads up on IBM there if you guys want to look at that. KDP, that's Keurig Dr. Pepper, had a 2-up, again finished red on that 2-up, so puts we'd be taking at 37.90. We already are triggered on the weekly, so it's very possible that Keurig just continues down this week. MGM Resorts, ticker symbol MGM, inside bar. Calls are at 45.86, puts at $44.63. Time frame on the day and the week are red. What do we got left here? There's a few to go. Moderna mRNA inside bar on Moderna. Calls will be taking at 152.97, puts $139.25. Pfizer PFE, we have a, is that a double inside? No. So we have an inside bar on Pfizer, full time frame to the downside. Calls at 50.04, puts at $49.21. MS, that's Morgan Stanley, inside bar. Calls at 104.37, puts at $102.11. Peloton, that's PTON, ticker symbol. We had a 2 down that finished green, so we'll be looking at calls here at $33.72. Roku, ROKU. We had an outside bar. Calls will be taken at $168.63. Puts at $156.59. That's Roku. SBUX, that's Starbucks. We have a possible reversal on Starbucks. So we had a 2-up that finished red, so we will be looking for a 2 down. On this one, the week is green. This, if we trigger this and hopefully we hit targets, that'll flip the week to red on Starbucks. TD having a wicked good year so far. There's an inside bar on TD Bank. Calls will be at $84.32. Puts $83.53. The day and the week are red. TGT, that's Target. Target has an inside bar, so we'll be looking at calls at 209.25, puts at 205.79, full time frame to the downside. So Target is another one of those ones that I'll be watching because of the time frame. Walmart, same thing goes for Walmart. We had an inside bar, calls at 135.66, puts at 133.86, full time frame to the downside. We're all red. So again, Walmart is another one that I would be watching tomorrow closely. XOM, that's ExxonMobil, had a 2 down that finished green. So we can look for a reversal on Exxon. Calls at $78.19. And we would have a little ways to go to flip that weak to green on XOM. CVX, that's Chevron. 2 down that finished green. Bit of a gap to fill here. Calls will be taken there on the reversal if we're looking for a 2 up. $34.91 on the calls. Okay, SLB. Big green candle today. 2 down that finished green, so we'll be looking for calls at $40.20. Everything is green except for the weak. VLO, Valero Energy Corp. Again, a 2 down that finished green, so we'll be looking for calls on this one as well at $89.25. And SoFi looks like is the last one. SOFI. SoFi will be taking calls on this inside bar. $12.66, puts $11.98. Inside bar, as I've always said, and I didn't say it at the beginning of this video, but inside bar stays within the range of the previous candle no matter what time frame you're on. And guys, you can look for these inside bar setups on any time frame. If you go to the bottom right, you can look for them on the 3 minute. I'm just going to go to we'll go to SPY. On the 3 minute of SPY, look, inside bar, we break and we're gone. Okay, inside bar SPY. Reversal on SPY. And I'm going to do a reversal video as well for you guys just to see it, but look at this reversal on SPY. So we're lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then boom, 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 boom. We take them all out. Okay, reversal. You didn't get in there. You can get in on this inside bar, and you could have taken this from 444 to 446. That's a big gain when you're playing options. You can go all the way back. So this is just on the 3 minute chart. Look, inside bar, holy grail, 3-1 setup, boom. Outside bar, boom. Now the 3 minute, you got to be a little quicker because they run through a little faster, obviously. But you can bump it up to the 5 minute, the same thing. Inside bar, boom. Inside bar, you would have got stopped because of that outside bar, but you could have played the outside bar to the downside, big money. And again, if you're finding the 5 minute is too fast, click yourself onto the 15 minute chart. You can play the 15 minute. So you did break the inside bar, but you hit your first target, which is the previous candle. And then you could have played it back down this way to the downside, and you hit targets here, and you didn't quite make it there. But then, if you didn't get in on this one again, then you can play the break of that outside bar on the next candle. Okay? You would have made big money there. You didn't get in there? Okay, we'll play this inside bar. Big money there. Now we're back onto the reversal side of this thing where I showed you guys previously. You didn't get in on this inside bar? Great. Look at this. We got a hammer here. Reversal. Boom. Boom. Hit targets. Targets. Didn't quite hit that target. Didn't get in there. Great. Play this inside bar. Boom. There's plays throughout the market all day long. And part of the reason we don't play with our flow, you'll always hear guys, just play a small portion of your account. You lose one of these and you bet your whole account on it and you don't have your stop loss set, you're done. You just blew up your account. Now you have a stop loss set and you lose and you're not betting your whole bankroll. Then you have another opportunity for another trade. Opportunity for another trade. Opportunity for another trade. Okay? So good luck tomorrow, guys. I hope you guys are green today. I hope you guys are green tomorrow. We'll see you again on the next video. And until then, bye-bye.